Strawberry Fields Forever sounds so tied to Liverpool that it's easy to imagine that John Lennon was writing it within walking distance of the place that gave it its name. But he began it in Spain. In September and October 1966, Lennon was in Almeria filming Richard Lester's How I Won the War. He was away from the Beatles, wearing army fatigues, and going through another period when songwriting had become difficult. He did not sit down and produce Strawberry Fields Forever as one complete revelation. "I was writing all bits and bits," he said. Part of the problem was the language. John wanted the lyric to sound like ordinary speech, as though a conversation had somehow drifted into melody. And during an interview he had in 1968 with Rolling Stone magazine, he demonstrated the idea, describing it as, "We're talking and I just happen to be singing." One verse bothered him because it sounded written. Lennon wanted something stranger and more natural, which is an awkward demand to make of yourself when you're trying to rhyme. Lennon was constructing that place while he was far away from home. He worked on the song in a large Spanish house and said he finished it near the beach, writing about memory, belonging, and the relief of entering a place where misunderstanding no longer matters. The name came from Strawberry Field, singular, a Salvation Army children's home near where he grew up in Woolton. Years earlier, while working on the first version of In My Life, he had collected Liverpool names and set a musical to him. Penny Lane was one, Strawberry Field was another. But Lennon didn't want that title trapped inside local geography. The real place supplied the name and the childhood association, but the song turned it into somewhere less stable, a refuge that could exist in memory even when Lennon was nowhere near Liverpool. "Strawberry Fields is anywhere you want to go," he said. Then, almost casually, he gave the interviewer a glimpse of what he was writing next. He mentioned a new song containing the lines, "I told you about Strawberry Fields," followed by references to the Walrus and the Fool on the Hill. Now, this interview took place in September of 1968. Listeners would not hear that song, Glass Onion, until the White Album arrived on November 22nd. So, while John was explaining how a childhood place became a private mental landscape, he was already reusing it as Beatles mythology. He had gone from remembering Strawberry Field to commenting on the public obsession with what Strawberry Field supposedly meant. So maybe the real twist is not that the song began in Spain, which was really good scenery. It's that by 1968, Lennon had already turned his most personal refuge into a clue inside another song, then dropped the clue in an interview before anyone knew the puzzle existed.